Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to
Ranger Danger.
Go, go, Ranger Danger! Ooh. Go, go, Ranger Danger! Ooh. Go, go, Ranger Danger! Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger!
Welcome once again to Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger. This is the podcast where our hips don't lie and we're starting to feel it's right.
No, I'm not comfortable with this.
Oh, no?
No, my hips lie all the time.
Why do you have such deceptive hips?
Don't we all?
No.
I feel like if people didn't have deceptive hips, Shakira wouldn't be special.
That's true. Okay. Well, I feel like my hips don't lie. So maybe it's just me and Shakira.
Okay. I'm certainly willing to accept that that's the one thing you've got in common with Shakira.
Okay.
Because there's not a lot else.
Not a lot. That's fair to say. Okay, but if that's not true of you as well, I shouldn't say it at the start of the podcast.
Yeah, no. We might pick something different for next week.
Okay. Well, but maybe instead of that, I'll say for now that we're the podcast where we watch episodes of the TV series Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then afterwards we discuss it.
Yeah, see, that's definitely true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that's better then.
Yeah.
My name is Matt.
Michael, hey guys.
And we're going to be watching episode 112 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, entitled Blue Ranger Gone Bad.
Yep.
This is the last episode of season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. I get the feeling it's not going to feel like a season ender as well.
Oh, no.
Which is sad.
I mean, it's interesting because, like, next week is, I think, a 3 or 4-parter. Like, this is season opener.
Yes.
And this season had a season opener, too. It had a big 3-parter. Lord Zed came. We got the new Zords.
Yep.
But they don't seem to do season finales.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, all the changes happen in the new season rather than at the end of the last one.
I guess the reason is because they're very obviously making sure that they want to just be in repeats for months and months.
Yep.
They have to have episodes where new stuff comes in.
Yes.
Because
They need
you
new
have
stuff.
to introduce the new toys.
Yep.
But if you make an episode where new things go away, then all of a sudden you've got, like, episodes that you have to be on top of.
Yep. Yeah, okay. Well, we have a website, Michael. That's www.rangerdangerpodcast.com, where we have show notes and stuff like that. We also have an email address where you can send us emails. That's rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google+.
Tune in.
Twitter. We're at RangerDcast on Twitter if you want to send us a Twitter tweet. Plus, we have a shop. rangerdangerpodcast.com/shop.
Buy a mug.
You could buy a mug there, as well as other stuff that aren't mugs. But you could possibly use as a mug if you transform them.
Okay.
Like if you bought a shirt and then you sort of applied some sort of material to it that would make it hard and then you baked it, big oven, you could have like a really big mug.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, technically nothing that you just said then is false.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. So
Right.
do we have anything to talk about, or should we just jump into the season
We
finale?
don't have anything in particular, but I thought, end of season 2.
Yep.
Have anything stood out for you? Do you have high points of the season?
I think the high point for me was the Thunder Megazord.
Yep.
And the low point for me was the Thunder Megazord.
Yeah.
Because it's the coolest looking Megazord ever,
It's pretty rad.
but it was woefully underused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they had a period of time where it felt like they were trying new things and getting a bit more creative.
Yep.
And they sort of seemed to fall back into that, the Monster of the Week.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. Yeah. I think, Lord Zed has been a new addition this season, and I think is a good addition to the show.
Yes.
Now that they've toned him down, he's a bit nothing.
I do miss the super intense Lord Zed.
I think the issue is, though, he was always, like, they wrote the character as very scary and very threatening.
Yep.
And because of the nature of the show, he can never succeed.
No.
I mean, I guess he took away Tommy's powers.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of where the high point of the season was for me, because he was able to do something that was genuinely evil and succeed at it.
Yeah, except for how terrible those episodes were.
Yeah, but like even just sort of thematically,
Sure.
it was different for the show.
Yes.
And after that, once Tommy got the White Ranger powers, that was kind of it for interesting development for the series.
Yeah, I'd
this
agree
season.
with you there.
The first half at least had, the old Rangers going away, the new Zords, Tommy losing his powers, Tommy gaining powers. There's a lot of stuff happening.
Yep.
And after that happened, there was basically nothing for the back half of the season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to changes in the next few episodes.
So, I know that there will be a new Megazord.
Yes.
Which I know more because that's the structure of the show than my awareness of what that new Megazord actually is.
Yes.
I assume we'll be using footage from a new Sentai, although I don't know what that Sentai is called.
Wow, you really don't know a lot about Season 3, do you?
No, the thing is, I have knowledge of the first couple of seasons of Power Rangers, like, anecdotally.
Yep.
As, like, hey, these are the Power Rangers, this is what they are. I know that Rito Revolto is something. And is, like, terrifying to... He's the opposite of Lord Zed. Like, terrifying to look at. But, wait, no, that's not the opposite of Lord Zed. That made sense when I was going to say it.
Well, okay, so you know Rito Revolto is a thing that's coming.
Yes. And I mean, I'm going to assume he's some way related to Rita Repulsa. Although that could just be the people who write this show being incredibly lazy.
Is there anything else that you know is coming up?
I know that there is a Ninja.
Ninja!
Because you've been doing that for the last year.
Yeah.
And I know what Ninja looks like.
Yep.
But I don't know what Ninja is.
Yep. He's a ninja.
I know that at the end of the season we get the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
Yes, end of Season 3. Yep.
Yeah. So I assume that that's probably the Power Rangers of whatever the Sentai we get the Zords from are. Mm-hmm. Which means the Power Rangers probably keep their look or get a new look that isn't like Power Rangers armor. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure what that is.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't want to say anything because I know a lot about what happens.
Right. Is this the period when you were watching it? Do you think?
Yeah. So, Season 2
Yes.
was the period when I was watching it every week.
Yep.
Then Season 3, I was watching it off and on again.
Right.
And that's true from Season 3 through to, like, in space, basically.
Right. Sure. Okay.
So, like, I have had the most experience with Season 2 of Mighty Morphin.
Right.
But everything else from then on, I still had.
Okay, so, like, the stuff we're going to see now, you may not have seen the specific episode.
Yeah.
But you've probably seen the episode before or the episode after or
Yep.
that section of the show.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But before we get to that, we have to finish off Season 2.
Yeah.
So
Blue Ranger gone bad.
Let's go see if the Blue Ranger goes bad.
Do you think if Monster turns him evil?
I mean, I suspect it's even lazier, like it's some sort of powder or a skipping rope or something.
Some sort of magical spinning wheel?
Yes.
This show is terrible.
Do you remember the magical skipping rope that made people evil?
Oh, I remember this, and I also remember the shark fin boomerang that made people not like each other.
It made them jealous?
I
Wasn't
remember
that
the
right?
potion that made people into punks. There's surprising amount of making people evil on this show.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and, there's Tommy, whose whole deal is that he's evil half the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, once, really. And then, again, when he was cloned and started chewing straw.
Yeah, that's pretty evil.
That's the most evil thing people can do.
What did that straw ever do to him?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Blue Ranger gone bad, yeah?
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
alright.
see it happen.
Alright.
Well, Season 2 didn't really end with a bang, did it?
I mean, that was unexpected and also not surprising.
No. And very disappointing for a final episode. I know that I shouldn't have been expecting anything, but it was a whimper of an end.
I think that's on you.
Yeah, probably.
Oh boy, we take it from the top?
Yep.
Okay, so they're in art class.
Yes.
Rocky and Aisha are not there.
No.
They don't do art, I guess.
They do have a new teacher, though.
They do.
Which is maybe like the first new teacher in Angel Group.
She looks like a Tina Fey character.
She does, too.
But yeah, there's a new teacher who I suspect we will never see again.
Yep.
I guess Miss Appleby wasn't available,
I suppose.
because otherwise there's no reason for this show to have gotten someone else in.
No. Can I just say that Tommy is looking more and more like David Copperfield with every day?
Yeah, the hair has gotten out of hand, hasn't it?
The hair's out of hand, and his white shirt is getting even more billowy with
Yeah.
every passing episode.
It's
I think.
basically just a sheet now that is draped over his arms.
Yeah. He's definitely like half David Copperfield and half like Fabio.
Yeah.
On a horse, a white horse.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Do you think that's the look they were going for?
I think that's the look he was going for.
Okay, fair enough. So, Billy's made a hologram.
Yeah.
Well, Billy's made a disc. And when you look at the space above the disc,
Yep.
you see like waves crashing on a beach.
Yep.
Somehow.
Everyone seems very nonplussed by the fact that Billy invented holograms.
Yeah, I mean,
For art class, that's not art.
yeah, it's just, I mean, it's not out of the question for Billy to have invented something ridiculous.
Oh,
right?
no.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this particular invention, I just went, no, come on.
I think it's because he invented it in art class.
Right.
And everybody else just seems so accepting. It's like, oh yeah, good work inventing the hologram,
Like,
Billy.
Kim's like, oh, I'm doing a painting. Tommy's like, I've thrown a shitty vase. And Billy's like, oh, I've invented holograms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, it was art, so I thought I couldn't just do a painting. That'd be too easy.
Yep.
I've invented three-dimensional light.
Yep.
Yay!
And the teacher's like, yeah, I guess that's about comparable to a painting.
Yeah, that's a B plus,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, there's also a girl in the class.
Yes.
Her name is Violet.
Yeah, and she has a bit of a thing for Billy. It does make me wonder where Billy's previous girlfriends have disappeared to.
There's been 2 or 3, hasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah. And, I mean, they should all be students at the school.
Yes.
Why does Billy have so many girlfriends?
I don't know. I think it's because he's a good one, like the unexpected one to have a romantic relationship.
Adam had one, but
Yeah.
she was Scorpina.
And then was a woman he met in the past, but then was also in the future.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Rocky hasn't had any...
Yeah, because it's Rocky.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Who would ever want that?
Well, I mean, someone might.
Nope. Not ever.
I mean, that seems a bit mean. There's someone
you
out
should,
there for
though.
everyone, Matt.
Sorry.
There's someone out there for everyone, Matt.
Except Rocky.
Oh. I feel like your Rocky hatred has gone too far.
No, I think exactly far enough.
Okay.
Yeah, but Aisha hasn't had any love interests that I can remember.
Certainly none that are memorable enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do wonder where all of Billy's girlfriends go.
They go to the vault of we will never speak about this again. As I'm sure Violet will.
Well, I'm 100% sure she will.
Yeah. So Bulk and Skull making a sculpture out of clay.
Yep.
They say it's going to be a sculpture of the Power Rangers.
Yep.
But it's due tomorrow. And at the moment it looks more like an evil space alien.
It looks a lot like a space alien, to the extent that I was like, wow, that's a really good representation of the space alien.
I was absolutely sure that was going to be what got turned into a monster this week.
Yep. But nope.
No.
It's not,
That's not what happens. Nope. Okay, so Violet has sculpted Billy.
Yes.
Kim has exactly the right reaction to this,
Yep.
which is, oh, that's a good sculpture, but this is... No.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah.
It's strange because everyone has that reaction initially.
Yep.
But then it was like, oh, but Violet's great. You should love Violet.
Yeah.
But like, oh, maybe keep your distance from Violet. She may want your head.
Yeah, to stick on her sculpture, to
Yes.
make it more lifelike.
Yes.
She's got a basement full of lifelike sculptures.
Yes.
People she's dipped in wax.
Yes.
Like in that movie.
There's a movie about that.
Wax monsters.
Is she the monster or no?
That's the question. It's like Frankenstein.
No, that was pretty cut and dry.
No, they're both the monster.
Yeah, but one is Frankenstein and one is Frankenstein's monster.
Sure. The question isn't which of them is Frankenstein.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I could have helped you out with that quite a while ago.
Oh boy. Okay, so everyone leaves.
Yep.
It's the end of the day. Squat and Goldar Just teleport into the classroom.
And they're saying like, oh, yay, the humans are gone. We can do things now. And it's weird because they seem to alternate between referring to people by names and understanding them as people.
Yep.
And referring to them as humans and like they're alien creatures.
Yeah.
There's a lot of consistency there.
Okay, Matt, can you explain what Rita and Lord Zed's plan is?
Yes, their plan is to have Goldar go down to the Billy statue.
Yep.
And then Lord Zed is going to use an incantation to turn the Billy statue into an evil Billy.
Yeah, right.
And then they're going to kidnap real Billy and replace him with evil Billy. And evil Billy will steal the morphers and communicators so the Power Rangers won't be able to morph. And then something world domination.
Right. Okay. I feel like you've glossed over the part where they're going to turn the statue of Billy into an evil Billy.
Oh, did I? I thought I mentioned that.
No, I mean, you mentioned it, but I don't think we've given it enough weight. Because what the shit?
I mean, it's no weirder than any of the other evil clones.
But okay, does it have to be a sculpture of Billy that they turn into an evil Billy? Because it's a fine sculpture of Billy, but it doesn't look lifelike like Billy. It's the wrong size.
I think it's more like the intent, you know?
Right.
Someone who loved Billy created it to be Billy, so it could be Billy.
Whew.
That's how magic works.
I mean, okay, sure, I guess.
Yep.
So the Rangers are at the park.
I just want to say, when Lord Zed is trying to turn the statue into a Billy, and he's doing this like long rhyming incantation, and Rita's like, fuck it, I'll do it, grabs his Zed staff and just blasts it. Anytime that Rita is using Lord Zed's staff, I really like it for some reason. It's just a cool visual.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's the
And I also...
it's the power cannon.
As soon as I... what was I going to say?
I don't know.
Oh no, mind blank. Oh yeah, when Billy gets turned evil, so we have a clone Billy. My first thought was like, where's this Billy going to live when they're done with him? Like, does he get to go to live in the past, like Clone Tommy?
No.
Are they just going to seed Power Rangers throughout history?
I mean, that would be cool, but that's not...
That's not what happens.
That's not what's going to happen. Alright, so... In the park, Kim and Billy are having a chat. And Kim's like, Violet's great, she's fine, you should... And Billy's like, yeah, might ask her out. Go to the movies, I don't know. And
Get
Kim's
dipped
like,
in wax.
Yep. Kim's like, yeah, sure, you know, that's good. Tommy is looking at his pot and just kind of turning it in his hands, just going, no one will ever know that this is meant to be a human. And then he says, I know, I'll just say it's meant to be an alien.
Yes.
I mean, that's what lazy art students have been doing for probably hundreds of years.
Yep.
It's abstract. I can't paint people, but that's a person now.
And Tommy's absolutely one of those people.
Tommy, I don't know how he ever thought it was going to look like a human.
Yep.
Nobody's work is anywhere near done enough for an assignment that's due tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Billy statue looks reasonably done.
Yeah, except that's not her assignment, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the end of this episode is weird.
Yeah.
Alright, so some teleport putties down.
Yep.
I might say the sentence in the right order this time. Some putties teleport down.
They are teleport putties, though.
I guess.
Because they do teleport.
Yeah. So they start fighting everyone.
Yep.
Some vines come across the ground.
Yep.
Not from a vine monster, just evil vines.
I like this is never addressed in the episode.
No.
There's just some evil vines that snatch Billy, and that's it. There's no, indication that anyone was controlling the vines, how this happened.
Why there's vines in just a park?
It's not like Rita was like, okay, I'm using magic to control the vines.
No.
There's just some vines.
They just grab Billy and throw him into the bushes.
Yep.
And then he ends up in Goldar's Dark Dimension.
Yeah, Godless Fuck Dungeon is back.
We haven't seen that in a while.
No.
Yeah.
Almost a little nostalgic for it.
Yeah, a little. So then there's a laser attached to the ceiling.
Yeah, and it's making a magical fog.
Yeah.
That will make you sleep forever, but it doesn't make Billy sleep.
Yeah, that's not clear, is it? The
No.
Fog of Morpheus.
That's right.
Because everything in this show has to have a special name.
Yeah.
But, yes, it will make him sleep forever, except it doesn't make him sleep within 20 minutes.
No.
Maybe it's just like the first time he sleeps.
Maybe.
I don't know.
He seems to be like fighting it off by reciting math.
I mean, that works, doesn't it?
Well, look, I know from experience that Fogg hates math.
That's true. That's proper science.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, alright, Goldar comes in.
Yep.
And I don't know if they put the costume on wrong this morning. He's got a huge double chin.
Goldar.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. That's
Like,
funny.
underneath the chin
Yeah.
is what I assume would be like the bit that tucks under the next part of the costume.
Yeah.
But it's just sitting there.
Maybe they didn't have the guy who usually plays Goldar in. And someone slightly larger was playing Goldar.
It might just be like a bad angle that he's shot from and it's always there. Or it might just be that it wasn't in properly. I don't know. But it's just... Yeah, it's not a great look for Goldar.
I have a question, going back slightly, about the putties. Because the putties arrive and they're like, oh, we have to fight the putties.
Yep.
Why do they have to fight the putties?
Because the putties are going to fight them?
Are they like, no? Because they never seem to do anything but sort of like wobble around them. Like, when do the putties actually punch the Power Rangers?
Well, maybe they're just not good at it.
Okay. I'm just... Because, like, the plan always seems to be distract the Power Rangers with the putties. I feel like the response to that after a while should just be like, oh, let's just not deal with the putties.
But then are they just going to go off and cause havoc? Steal people's Wild West outfits?
That's the thing, like, that's the most havoc they've ever caused, is stealing some clothes.
I mean, that's not great.
Yeah, I suppose. You should stop that, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you pro clothes theft, Matt? Is that the position you're coming down in?
I mean, if the putties gave them to the less fortunate, and they're like Robin Hood putties...
I mean, don't get me wrong. If all they want is a couple of pairs of pants, then we should just give them to the putties.
Yeah.
And have that problem be solved.
Yeah, that'd save a lot of time.
Yeah. So, Goldar, in his Dark Dimension, takes Billy's morpher and communicator and gives them to the evil clone Billy.
And Billy's backpack.
And Billy's backpack. And he says, right, you're going to go down... You're going to take the communicator and morphers of everyone.
Yep.
And then, once the Power Rangers are cut off from Zordon, I guess we'll just kill them?
Yeah, that's implied, certainly.
Yeah. David Yost...
Yes.
He's good.
He is good. He does this up quite well.
Yeah. Like, menacing evil Billy is clearly a different character doing different things with his face.
Yes.
Even when he's pretending to be Billy... He's not quite great at it.
Yep.
It's good. It's some good work. So, the putties get defeated.
Yep.
And they communicate with Zordon and say, hey, what the shit? And Zordon's like, putty attacks always mean another monster. Every time. So, I'm going to look into it. And I'll get back to you guys.
He's not wrong about that.
No, he's really not. And I'm glad that he's finally figured out in the last appearance of the putties, possibly.
Yeah. Oh.
So Kim says to Billy, "We're gonna let's go back to the juice bar. Violet might be there," and Billy's like, "Pfft."
"Violet? Who loves Violet?
Yeah.
Stupid people. That's who."
Yeah. I just want to go lift some weights.
I have a lot of questions about this.
Okay.
First of all, why would evil Billy do this? Because this is the whole thing that brings the plane crumbling down. Because he's obviously not Billy.
Yet no one briefed evil Billy at any point on what Billy was like, or...
So you think that the problem is that he just doesn't know?
Yeah, he's just a new sculpture monster. He's like... They like impersonate this guy, but all he can do is, I'm Billy. He doesn't like, these guys, they're the Power Rangers. I guess they want to lift some weights and they don't like girls. That sounds right.
The thing is that even when they sort of are actually like, oh, that's not a thing that you usually like, Billy. You should do the thing that you usually like. He's still very stubborn. He's like, no, we'll have weights.
I mean...
You had one job. That's to not bring attention to yourself.
Yeah, look, he's not great. So, speaking of lifting weights, we're at the juice bar.
Yep.
And he is lifting weights.
Yep.
And I think everyone else is like, what the shit is going on with Billy?
Which is strange, because Billy is clearly a guy who lifts weights based on his physique.
Yes.
Like, he's a fit dude.
Yes. I guess we're not meant to have noticed that.
But he often wears, like, tank tops.
Yeah, in the past kind of half a season or so, they've definitely ranked up his, like, oh, Billy doesn't wear shirts with sleeves anymore.
Yep.
And, oh, he's not like a huge super nerd.
Yep.
So, I don't know, even Ernie comes over and he's like, Billy's lifting weights, huh? He's looking good.
And Rocky's like, ooh, I want to cut me off a slice of that.
I mean, I need to make it clear that that's not what Rocky says.
It's pretty close.
It's not far. I do have in my notes, Rocky is totally gay for Billy, so...
Which is like, that's fine.
No, that would be interesting.
I would support that.
I'm up for that. So, Billy comes over, and he gives... Well, first he gives Violet the absolute cold shoulder, by which I mean he doesn't even...
Acknowledge her existence?
No, he doesn't even look at her.
She comes up to talk to him, and he just, like, totally, almost like plays dead.
Yeah.
It's the strangest thing.
Yeah, it's not good. At least this monster is consistent in being bad at pretending to be Billy.
Yes.
Yeah. So then he comes over and he says, right, I gotta beep the boops, give me your communicators. I mean, he doesn't say exactly that, but...
He gives them a long string of technobabble, and they all just have to be like, yep, guess can't argue with that.
Zordon said we've got to redefine the servo frequency something.
And because that's all Billy ever does is just, like, give them some technobabble and take their shit, it kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Although Tommy does go, are you sure about that?
Yeah. Is that a great idea?
And he says, I might just hold on to my communicator until you've got the rest of them fixed.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
No matter what.
That should be the protocol all the time.
Yeah, at least one of you keeps a communicator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while he does that, he also kind of reaches in their bags and grabs their morphers, which I guess aren't always on their belts.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah. What happens if they got attacked right now? They have to go into their bags. Yeah, alright, sure. So, in the park, they're walking to school. Evil Billy doesn't have the hologram.
Yes.
Kim's like, have you got that hologram? And he's like, hologram? Tommy's like, that's not right. Billy knows what...
The smartest Tommy has ever been, I think.
Yeah, well, when Billy's dumb, all the intelligence has to be rerouted somewhere else.
Yeah.
There has to be a smart Power Ranger.
And for some reason, it all ended up on Tommy this episode.
Yeah, so he just kind of hangs back for a sec, and then he's like, Zordon, something is the fuck up. Billy he's lifting weights, and he doesn't have a hologram, and I've known this dork for like 2 years, and he doesn't lift weights, and he always knows about holograms, so...
And he always wants to bang the nerd chicks.
Does he?
Yeah, like he's not very good at actioning that.
Okay, sure, I guess. And Zordon's like, right, okay, I mean, he looks like Billy. Alpha, can you check that, I guess?
Can you, like, do a slightly more thorough check than my slight check of, I guess he looks like Billy?
So then Goldar and some more putties teleport down.
Yep.
And Goldar's like, what's that you usually yell right about now? Something about morphin' time?
I really like this.
Yeah.
That's a great taunt.
It's good because this is the one time, maybe, that Goldar knows he has the upper hand.
Yes.
Because, like, based on this series of events that have happened, he could just kill them now.
Well...
He can't.
He can't.
Because he's Goldar.
He does not have that ability.
No. So then Billy turns around.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, Billy, what are you doing? He might have just turned it, like...
Well, in that situation, you wouldn't turn your back to Goldar. I mean...
Wouldn't you?
He's an idiot, but he does have a sword. He might kill you on accident.
Yeah. So then Billy turns around again for some reason, and Kim just grabs the backpack and runs away.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. This plan was not a great plan.
No, it's not a great plan. So she tries to throw it to Tommy, because she's surrounded by putties, and it gets stuck in a tree.
Which, like, think about how you'd have to throw a backpack to have it get stuck on a branch of a tree.
Kim's not good at throwing.
No.
They don't all have to be good at throwing. They've all got other skills.
That's, like, especially skilled at bad throwing. That's hard to do.
So, putty fight.
Yep.
This is a pretty good putty fight.
Yeah.
For some reason, it feels like there's a lot more putties.
Yes.
I wonder if they were aware that they weren't going to be using the putties a lot in future.
Yep.
And, like, busted out all of the suits instead of keeping some safe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or if it's just shot
well.
all the actors are in the putty suits in each shot, so it feels like there's more of them. It's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell.
But yeah, it's good. Rocky and Adam and Aisha basically take on Goldar on their own.
Yep.
There's one nice shot where they all go past him in a single shot.
Yep. It is pretty cool.
We've talked about in the past, it's much better when it doesn't feel like 6 individual fights.
Yes.
It feels like everybody tagging and swapping and moving around. So Billy, meanwhile, is talking maths to distract himself so he doesn't fall into the fog of Morpheus, I guess. And then he says disc and then goes, oh, I've got my hologram. And, okay, so I guess the laser that's trapping him is also like a laser?
Yeah. Is the laser trapping him or just producing the fog that's trapping him?
I don't know. He reflects the laser back into the laser gun.
Yeah.
And it blows up the laser gun.
It's weird too because everything else that Rita and Lord Zed use is based on magic.
Yes.
Like sorcery. This laser gun...
It's a laser gun.
It's like it looks like it came out of Tron.
Yeah, it's a laser gun.
It's a proper laser gun. So it's weird.
Yeah. And also reflecting the... What if they just used a spell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so a bunch of things happen at once, basically.
Yep.
Lord Zed turns Tommy's pot into a monster.
Yeah.
Which has a name, but I'm going to call it Pothead, because I don't have its name.
It was so close, it's Vay's face.
I mean, that barely rhymes.
It barely rhymes, and Pothead is a big missed opportunity.
Look, I understand why they could not call that monster Pothead, but
it's so good.
If you guys don't mind, we're going to call him Pothead. So he's got like a white, almost like a straitjacket.
Yes.
And just a pair of pants. And then a pot with some evil red eyes for a head.
The red eyes seem to only flash sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like inky blackness in those big gaping holes.
Yeah. So as that's happening, Tommy says, I should have done a painting instead. Like Lord Zed wouldn't have just made it into a painting monster.
Yeah.
Like Lord Zed was really specific about, no, it has to already look vaguely like a head. Otherwise I'm not going to turn it into a monster. Yeah,
I don't think, vases are any more dangerous than paintings.
No, that's true in real life as well as in Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So at the same time, Alpha figures out that Billy is a clone.
Yeah, using a scan.
Which he probably could have figured out by the whole Billy fighting the Power Rangers thing.
Yeah.
But, okay. And then instantly finds the real Billy and teleports him to the park?
Yep. So did that happen because Billy was reflecting the lasers? Or was that completely unrelated and Billy didn't need to reflect the lasers?
I'm going to say that they couldn't have teleported him if he hadn't reflected the lasers.
Okay.
The laser was trapping him somehow.
Yep.
Maybe?
Yep.
I don't know. So both Billys are there.
Yep.
And evil Billy grabs the bag with the morphers from the tree.
Yep.
And then falls out of the tree.
Yep.
And Billy picks it up and throws everyone their morphers.
Yes.
And then Billy and Evil Billy morph simultaneously.
Yeah, so Evil Billy tackles Billy, and Evil Billy's holding Billy's arms while Billy's on the ground with arms stretched out, saying it's morphing time.
Yep.
And then we get a split screen of Billy morphing on both sides.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's dumb. But it's the right kind of dumb.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's not followed up in an interesting way. But as a conceit, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Lord Zed's monster, Pothead, has slipped away.
Yep.
And Zordon's like, you got to take out other Billy. But they're like, which one is Evil Billy? I don't know. They both look like Billy. And rather than asking him his opinion about maths or weights or something,
yeah,
they're like, oh, I don't know what we're going to do. What are we going to do? And Kim's like, I've got a thought. What's this? And she holds up the hologram. If you were Evil Billy,
yep,
would you not wait to hear Billy respond and then just say that?
Yes, absolutely. Why would you shout out a wrong answer?
You know which one you are.
Yep.
And you know that the other one knows the answer.
Yeah.
Why guess? There's no penalty to being second.
I mean, if it looked a lot like a mirror and you're really sure, maybe. But it doesn't look like a mirror.
No. And so Evil Billy says, that's a mirror, right? And Billy's like, it's a hologram. It's that one.
Yeah.
And they're like, right, well, lasers, bang, shoot him dead.
Well, you're skipping the bit where they all line up, pull out their blade busters and shoot at him. And the first few blasts, Evil Power Ranger Billy deflects with his hands.
Yeah, right?
It looks awesome. Doesn't help him out at all because the next few blasts hit him straight in the chest.
No,
and
there's a lot of people shooting at him.
Yeah. They didn't know that was a thing they could do.
No, and I wish that had been a thing that they'd done ever before.
Yeah.
Maybe they've only just figured it out.
Or Evil Billy's just figured... Like, he does not have the knowledge of Billy, as we know.
Yes.
So, them figuring it out would not help him.
No, but maybe this is the first time they've gone like, oh, we could deflect lasers with our hands.
Oh, so they see it and they're like, hey, we should try that sometime.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. Yep.
So Pothead is giant now.
Yep.
They summon the Thunder Megazord. We get the full sequence.
Yep. Which is good, because it's probably the last time we'll ever see it.
Yeah. Pothead says, let's try a little sword roping.
Yes.
That's not a phrase, right?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm not 100% certain.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Yep.
I'm 24.
Yep.
No one has ever in my presence used the term sword roping.
Yeah, we don't really move in the right circles.
Swords or ropes, that's true.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a sword fight.
Yep.
And then, he grabs them with ropes.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh yeah, we've got electric attack! And they electrocute him through the ropes.
Yep.
And then Tommy's like, pow pow fireball! And then they just use their sword.
Yep.
You know what? At least they didn't just instantly use the sword.
Yeah, I was disappointed, but it could have been worse.
It's definitely not as good as their colony drop attack.
No.
But we haven't seen Tor in like 6 months, so
Yeah.
who knows?
Poor Tor.
Yeah. So then, that's it.
That's it.
Back at the juice bar, in class.
Yep.
Billy apologizes to Violet.
Yep.
He says, I'm sorry, I was an evil version of your sculpture. I'm good now. Actually, what he says is, do you want to go to a movie? And Violet's like, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's up for that. Alright, so it's time for everyone to unveil their art projects.
Yep.
Kim has done a painting of the gang.
Which is kind of creepy as well. Because it's very, idolized and, we're all best friends forever.
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember of high school art,
Yeah.
that's not a weird art project for, someone of that age.
Oh, yeah.
To be like, here's a painting of my friends, because they want to do a painting, but it's like, what am I going to do a painting of? I'm 16, I don't have anything exciting going on. I've got my friends, let's paint my friends. That's not out of the question.
Sure.
And I did appreciate, it's the right level of painting.
Yep.
It's not a great painting. It's not a terrible painting. It's just an okay painting.
Yep.
So Bulk and Skull... Now, this is... Okay. Somehow Bulk and Skull have enlisted Violet to do their artwork for them.
I hope she got paid for this.
Did she do her own artwork? We never see.
No. It's weird.
It's weird. And also, it's a school assignment.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they were already going to fail the subject anyway, but they had an okay clay thing.
Yep.
If Tommy's pot is acceptable, their sculpture should be acceptable. So, Bulk and Skull don't know what it is, because they're even terrible at hiring other people to do their work for them.
Yes.
They haven't checked it. So, their project is they think it's of the Power Rangers.
Yep.
Matt, what is it?
It's Billy
Yep.
as the gold Power Ranger without a helmet on.
Yep. Painted, flesh-coloured and brown hair and, gold and white.
Yep.
Bulk and Skull are as shocked by this as I was, I think. Basically, Violet thinks they wanted something that would illustrate the qualities of the Power Rangers.
Yeah. And
she thinks Billy illustrates the qualities of the Power Rangers. Which I guess is technically true, but she lucked out there.
Very perceptive on her part.
Yeah. Kim in the background is just shitting herself laughing.
Kim's a bit of a shit in this episode.
I like it.
Yeah.
Because it's It's never like, oh, that Violet is a weirdo.
Yeah.
It's just, this is messed up, right?
Yeah. And yet she encourages it every step of the way.
Yeah. And, okay, so right before we freeze frame,
Yep.
Tommy does, like, a fist pump into the air, but like he's showing off his bicep?
Yeah, it's like an inverted fist. Like, if you were to... It's like a pretty commonly accepted rude gesture to sort of, like, thrust your fist up in that way. But he does it in a very positive way.
Yeah, it's like someone told him, right, punch your fist into the air.
Yeah.
And he didn't realise that involves extending your arm all the way. It's just like, well, I can see it in front of my face, so that's far enough.
Even, like, it's backwards, you know?
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
It's
a weird gesture.
It's a weird gesture. And that's the end of the episode.
And the season.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It is so weird.
Did you notice that we got Finster for like 2 seconds on the balcony?
Yeah, that's...
So I guess he's not dead.
Yay!
Doesn't get to talk, but
No.
he's there.
Matt, can I show you something horrifying?
Yeah, of course.
So, are you familiar with No Hate? That's
Yes.
NOH8?
Yep.
So, can you explain to our listeners what it is, vaguely?
It's basically just like an anti-homophobia campaign, yeah?
Yes. So one of the things that they do is they get lots of celebrities.
Yeah.
And they basically like write their logo on faces and arms.
Yeah.
And then they cover their mouths with like silver tape.
Yep.
Okay. This is David Yost's photo
Oh,
for No Hate.
oh wow. He still has that.
Yeah, right?
So, David Yost still has that weird Billy statue that's gold,
Yep.
and he's painted the no hate thing in
Just
the chest.
the idea that 20 years ago he said, "Can I keep that?"
Yeah. Because the face doesn't look anything like David Yost.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a large version of the action figure of David Yost probably looked.
Yeah.
And it probably is that, to be honest.
But even the hair colour is way off.
Yep.
Like, it is very light brown, bordering on red,
Yep.
whereas David Yost has quite dark brown hair.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Yep. That's the thing, alright.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm impressed that he still has it.
Yeah, impressed, but also a little weirded out.
Yeah, I guess because if it was like a Blue Ranger thing,
Yep.
you'd go, oh yeah, that's like a memory from when he was a Power Ranger. This is a memory from a very specific period in his life.
Yes. And the item within the context of the show is creepy, a bit.
Yep.
So it has weird connotations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, Ranger Danger creature feature, Matt.
Yep.
What did we think of Pothead?
Very low.
Yeah, okay. So, last week we put Needle Nose very low at the bottom of the list.
Yep.
This guy was worse than Needle Nose, right?
He wasn't racist.
No, but he did even less than Needle Nose.
Yeah.
He basically showed up,
Yep.
went booga booga booga, and then grew large and got killed.
But wasn't racist.
Okay, so immediately above Needle Nose
Yep.
is Turkey Jerk,
Yeah.
who suffered from many of the same
Problems.
as Pothead.
Yeah.
Vase Face.
Yes.
I can't pronounce those two words so that they rhyme.
Vase phase.
Vase.
Yep.
Is it? I mean, I guess he's not racist. Does he go between Turkey Jerk and Needle Nose?
I think so. That would work for me.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Kind of had a bad run of monsters.
It's been a bad couple of weeks.
Yeah.
My hope is that, like it did at the start of this season,
Yep.
the next season, with whatever new things it brings, invigorates them
Yes.
and makes them, I don't know, try some different stuff, maybe.
That's certainly my hope.
And the next season's only 40 episodes long.
Yep.
Or I think maybe 40, 41, 42, something like that. Not many. So that's shorter again than this season.
And there's quite a bit that happens in that season as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this list ahead. We've got a 3-parter, a 4-parter, 2-parters, some more 3-parters. There's lots of, like, big stuff.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very event-driven season, which I think will be good for us.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
I guess we're done.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, we have to Rocky, Aisha, or Adam this episode.
It's not terrible.
No.
It's not great.
No. So Aisha.
Yeah, that's... Oh, boy.
That was easy.
Yeah.
It's a pretty bland episode. Like, it didn't make us angry at any point with how bad it is.
No, it just also didn't make us particularly happy or excited.
No.
All right.
Cool.
Season 3, here we come.
That's it. We're about to launch into Season 3.
Yeah. If you guys have got, likes and dislikes about Season 2, stuff you enjoyed, stuff you didn't, shoot us an email, send us a Facebook message.
Maybe we'll talk about it at the start of Season 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Alrighty. Thanks for your time, everyone. And we will see you again next week for the start of Season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Woo!
Woo woo!
Yeah.
See you then.